the forward-looking indicators are exploding higher, meaning we're all going to have some more money soon because the economy is going to be working better, our businesses will run better, our earnings will go up, and we'll feel a bit better about ourselves. That's what lies ahead and is at the essence of what matters in the banana zone. Now, here's where the magic happens. Altcoins, as a percentage of total market cap, so it's like the inverse of Bitcoin dominance, actually is driven by the business side. And that's because people take more risks and invest more money when they've got their earnings going up, when people think they've got a bit more money. And that is what drives altcoins. It's the same as small caps in equities. They're all driven by the same basic phenomena, which is the business cycle creates more activity, which creates more investment, which drives prices higher. So we've barely started. As I showed you before, ISM starts going up, altcoins go bananas.
A massive crypto surge is on the horizon, one unlike anything we've seen before. This bold prediction comes from Raoul Pal, CEO of Real Vision and a seasoned macro analyst. According to Pal, we're entering the banana zone for altcoins, signaling the potential for incredible gains ahead. Economic indicators are booming, paving the way for stronger businesses, increased capital flow, and a crypto market primed for takeoff. In a recent video update, Pal unveiled groundbreaking charts illustrating the imminent rise of altcoins. As the economy strengthens and people feel more financially secure, they tend to take greater risks, creating the perfect conditions for altcoins to soar. Pal likens altcoins to small-cap stocks that can experience explosive growth when investors are ready to dive in. With the economy on an upswing, Pal believes this is just the beginning of the banana zone rally. Now could be the ideal time to position yourself in altcoins. Stay tuned until the end of the video for Raoul Pal's deeper insights into this exciting phase.
Stop. You don't have time. Don't miss out this 2025 bull run. Educate yourself first ahead of the crowd. We have created the ultimate step-by-step crypto cheat guide that will guide you this bull run. Unlock the secrets of crypto and make smarter investments today. Now by clicking on the link below to get your exclusive copy just under $10.
The banana zone. The banana zone is that point when crypto prices go exponential. And while we all love this and our hopes and dreams are all in that yellow fruit, I wanted to get everybody on the same page of understanding so you know where we are and why we're here. So I'm going to run through a selection of charts, many of which you'll never seen before, that gives you a much deeper understanding of what's going on and what we might be able to look forward to ahead. Because the banana zone is a very special time. Now, since 2008, everything has become cyclical. Because in 2008, every central bank around the world reset interest rates to zero. It was like a debt jubilee. You don't have to pay your interest, so the world could kind of recover from the debt blow-up of 2008. And for about 10 years, we had zero interest rates. And what the governments did is they reset all of their debts to between 3 and 5 years. That cycle has created a perfectly cyclical business cycle. The ISM, the Institute of Supply Managers survey, what we've got here is in black is the current cycle, which is it's currently at its lows, but the forward-looking is actually just the previous cycle moved forwards and inverted, because it keeps repeating the same cycle. So that same cycle is repeatable and understandable and forecastable. Sure, the wiggles may change, the direction will be right. And it's driven by this. This is the distribution of debt in the United States. If you look at the first two boxes, well, that's 72% of the entire debt structure is 1 to 5 years, which is what I talked about before. This is what's causing the cyclicality that you see in the economy and these 4-year cycles. So because they're using the liquidity to manage the debt, the rollover years, which tends to be this yellow and the kind of weird peachy color, the summer and fall, those are when the peak debt rollover happens. So they add lots of liquidity. So if you look at that, you can see the liquidity piling into the system as they start rolling those debts over, and they need to print more money because they have to issue new debt to pay the interest on the old debt. Sometimes they use a central bank balance sheet. Other times they just create liquidity, and it's done on a globalized basis. Right now, China's the big liquidity driver. And then you get those blue years, which are the winter years, when they start withdrawing liquidity because they don't need to service the debts because there's no debts around those periods of time. So that's why we get this cycle. And this cycle creates the Bitcoin cycle. It actually corresponds with the presidential election cycle and also the Bitcoin halving cycle. They're all those summer months. The summer months tend to be pretty strong. You can see the previous examples, 2012, 16, 20, all good months, all good seasons or years. And then fall tends to be very strong. The fall in 2021 was still strong, but it had a stunted cycle because liquidity was starting to get withdrawn because they put so much in. But if you look at 2017 and 13, they were gigantic. So the fun is yet to come. When you look at it in year-on-year terms, you can see the cyclicality and how related Bitcoin is to global liquidity and how the seasons dictate that. So what we're looking forward to is the big rises in price ahead. Now, looking forwards, the business cycle is starting to pick up. So current ISM today is very lackluster. It's almost recessionary conditions, which is why many of you think we're in a recession right now. The forward-looking indicators are exploding higher, meaning we're all going to have some more money soon because the economy is going to be working better, our businesses will run better, our earnings will go up, and we'll feel a bit better about ourselves. That's what lies ahead and is at the essence of what matters in the banana zone. And you see the Financial Conditions Index, which is our lead in all of this. It's comprised of oil prices, the dollar, and rates, is also suggesting that ISM leads, and it's a pretty good indicator. So that it leads ISM, and by 9 months. So we kind of know the business cycle is going to be going up at least for 9 months, and probably a lot longer. Now here's where the magic happens. Altcoins, as a percentage of total market cap, so it's like the inverse of Bitcoin dominance, actually is driven by the business cycle. And that's because people take more risks and invest more money when they've got their earnings going up, when people think they've got a bit more money. And that is what drives altcoins. It's the same as small caps in equities. They're all driven by the same basic phenomena, which is the business cycle creates more activity, which creates more investment, which drives prices higher. So we've barely started. As I showed you before, ISM starts going up, altcoins go bananas. Now, when we measure altcoin season by using this 30-day outperformance, underperformance of Bitcoin, we're nowhere. We're still at 39%. That's mid-cycle range. We've got a long way to go. And that's when things get very excited. It tends to be the last 12 months of the 4-year season, that 4-year period. Those last 12 months are where all the returns come, and they lie ahead.
Donald Trump's recent victory in the U.S. presidential election has electrified the crypto market, with Solana taking center stage. Renowned for his pro-crypto stance, Trump's win is being hailed as a major boost for digital assets, igniting a strong bullish reaction across the market. Solana's price has surged nearly 10%, jumping from $166 to $183, with trading volume and open interest spiking as investors anticipate further growth. This surge of optimism is also raising expectations for a potential Solana ETF approval. Canary Capital has recently filed for a Solana ETF, and the Trump administration's influence could reshape the SEC in ways that favor the crypto industry, improving the odds of approval. Now, let's dive back into even more fascinating insights from Raoul Pal.
Also, total liquidity is breaking out. We see these wedge patterns every time around the same time in the cycle, and then what happens is as soon as it breaks out, Bitcoin breaks out too. We're breaking out now. China is leading it. China's injected $8 trillion of liquidity so far since, I think, October, November 2022. Europeans about $1 trillion, the UK about $1 trillion. The US has actually been about flat, but we expect them to start injecting money soon via the Treasury General account. Okay, Global M2, it's a measure of private money. It leads by 11 weeks, Bitcoin. Perfect. And Bitcoin, banana zone. We keep going. So that looks great. Now, don't get fixated exactly it's going to be 100,000, but it seems in that kind of range. Basically, a strong end to the year and should get even stronger into next year. GMI total liquidity, another fantastic correlation, same kind of outcomes. Strong Bitcoin into the end of the year, and that's what we're looking for here. Ignore the corrected price action right now on that chart because it hooks up afterwards. So we should just continue over time higher. Okay. Are we anywhere near the cycle top? I know people fret, oh my God, but Bitcoin's at all-time highs. Surely I'm going to be buying the top. Surely Raoul's shilling things at the top and he's trying to find exit liquidity and all the nonsense that people talk about online. Basically, our cycle liquidity indicator is nowhere near where it's going to go. Also, look at the acceleration that happens before it peaks out. We haven't done anything yet. This has been super mild. So expect the acceleration ahead. If we look at prior cycles, we're kind of nowhere in the current cycle. We're nowhere. We've still got the exciting part where prices go vertical lying ahead. It's the light blue line here that's a little bit hidden. But really what we're doing is we're more closely following, let's say, the 2015-18 cycle, which I think is how it plays out this time, as opposed to the stunted cycle of 2020. But that remains to be seen. Why this matters is crypto in the end is the best performing asset class in all recorded history. It dwarfs anything else. So Bitcoin does about 142% annualized returns. This is actually a table from Exponential Age Asset Management, my asset management firm that invests in crypto hedge funds. So we invest on behalf of high net worth individuals, pension plans, institutions, etc. And Bitcoin, Ethereum, Solana, the returns are an order of magnitude different to the next best performing asset, technology stocks, the Nasdaq. After that, you get to the S&P 500 of 13%, which barely beats that 11% hurdle rate, and nothing else beats it. The long-term returns of small caps, large caps, REITs, treasuries, nothing. They all are destroying your future wealth. So really, this is the powerful thing, the crypto supermassive black hole that outperforms everything. The Nasdaq actually is down 97.5% versus Bitcoin since 2012. 99.97% versus Bitcoin. So that's how powerful an asset crypto is. This supermassive black hole sucks in everything around it. And it happens because this is all about a technology that is growing. Over time, numbers go up because people use blockchain technology because the world is more digital than today. And we've barely started the rise. We usually get to 2 standard deviations overboard. Will we get that far or not? I don't know. If it's 2 standard deviations, we're talking $500,000. That sounds a bit too racy to me. Maybe it gets to 1 standard deviation because each cycle is a little more muted than the past. Either way, expect prices to rise from 150 to 450,000 over the course of this cycle, depending how it pans out. Again, no guarantees here, but just to give you an order of magnitude, filming this today, we're at 75,000. Okay, got it. And then finally, the banana zone, just so you can visualize what this means to you and your returns and how the banana zone, how you unfuck yourself with the banana, as those NFTs say that Real Vision's produced, is this. Things go vertical. This is the time not to lose your minds. This is the time not to FOMO in all the stupid shit your friends are making money in. This is the time to just do nothing. You should have already made your allocation. Maybe a bit of Bitcoin, a bit of Solana, a bit of ETH. Maybe you've gone out a bit the risk curve like I have, and SUI, which is one of the newer chains that's gaining massive adoption. Or maybe you're playing around a bit in memes. But remember to not fuck this up. My don't fuck this up thesis is don't use leverage. Don't FOMO into stuff. Have 90% of your assets in the core top 3 coins. And then with the 10%, you can speculate more, whether you want to have a meme or whether you want to look at some smaller projects. So that's how I like to think about it. That way, you generally won't fuck it up. It's by overtrading, trying to trade breakouts, using leverage. Don't use leverage, please. Because what happens is you get it wrong and you lose your coins. We have one job here. One job in a secular megatrend like this is not to lose control of your coins. That means don't fuck around too much in DeFi. Don't give your coins to anybody. Just do nothing. Use that 10% if you want to feed your inner DJ, or you want to learn new things and how things work, but don't do it with your full stack.
Raoul Pal explains that the crypto market is entering the banana zone and it's full steam ahead. Global liquidity is surging, fueled by massive cash injections from China, Europe, and soon the US. Historically, such liquidity spikes have triggered breakout rallies for Bitcoin and altcoins, and this pattern is unfolding once again. According to Pal, we're heading into one of the most robust crypto cycles ever, with a strong finish to this year and a rocket-fueled start to the next. Bitcoin and altcoins are emerging as the best-performing assets globally, delivering returns that vastly outshine everything else. Pal believes we're perfectly positioned for explosive gains, making this the ultimate moment to be in crypto. The banana zone is here, the potential upside is immense, and we're gearing up for liftoff. For more Daily Dose Crypto news, check out these 2 awesome videos on your screen. Click now and we will see you on the next video.